So first thing is my ex-girlfriend and I would like to welcome everyone here today. I don't know half of you half as well as I should, and I like less than half of you half as well as you deserve. But in all seriousness, it wouldn't be the day that we wished for without you all here, so we truly appreciate you all being here, so thank you. So Vicky and I met in year 7, first day of senior school. Everyone was kind of getting to know each other, and we were given some kind of team building exercises to get to know everyone. So one of the first things we did was like a speed dating thing, where all the lads were sat at their desks and all the girls rotated around the desks, and you got a minute to talk to each other, just to kind of break the ice and figure out who each other is. And there was writing on the board, and it said, it was like an icebreaker, just to kind of start the conversation off. And it said, "What is your favourite meal?" So Vicky proceeds to sit down in front of me and disclose that her favourite meal is strawberries and melted chocolate. I said that mine was pizza, and from that day on it was clearly love at first sight.
Good afternoon everyone. On behalf of the Northumberland Registration Service and the management staff here at beautiful Healey Barn, I'd like to welcome you all to celebrate the marriage of James and Victoria. James and Victoria have found a deep and an abiding affection, a magical and compelling shared impulse that makes them seek each other's company, and that is amongst the greatest gifts of the human experience. Anyone in the room today who has been fortunate enough to find and express the type of love and devotion that we are here to celebrate knows what a truly amazing thing that is. So that is why you're all here today, to help celebrate that amazing thing and make sure that James and Victoria have the day they have always dreamed of, and one that they can look back on with much love and many, many happy memories. By taking these vows, you're undertaking a commitment to cherish and support each other faithfully throughout your lives together. The institution of marriage must be entered into freely, voluntarily, and with the full and unreserved consent of you both. Do you, James, take Victoria here present to be your lawful wedded wife, to be loving, loyal, and faithful to her for the rest of your lives together?
I do.
And do you, Victoria, take James here present to be your lawful wedded husband, to be loving, loyal, and faithful to him for the rest of your lives together?
I do.
I, James Elliott Jackson, take you, Victoria Clark, to be my wedded wife.
I, Victoria Clark, take you, James Elliott Jackson, to be my wedded husband.
Victoria, I would rather share one lifetime with you than face all ages of this world alone. I promise to be by your side on any adventure our future may have in store for us. I will follow you down the many paths of life without question or regret. I will protect you and take care of our family until I am no longer able. I promise to bring you daily laughter, to be eternally proud of you, and to never take you for granted. I will always love you and will be here with you through the good times and the bad. No matter the burden you carry, while I can't carry it for you, I can carry you.
James, our story began almost 18 years ago on our first day of secondary school. Since then, we have become best friends, fallen in love, pampered some bunnies, made magical memories, and created our own little family. As today is the beginning of our next chapter as husband and wife, I promise to give you my love and friendship, to laugh our way through life growing old together, and to be the best mum and wife I can be for our family. Watching you become Willow's daddy is a dream come true. I couldn't have asked for a more devoted, caring, loving, funny daddy for our gorgeous little ginger biscuit. And I'll forever be incredibly lucky to call you my husband. There's no greater gift than love, and you are my happily ever after. I love you with all my heart.
Victoria, I give you this ring as a symbol of our marriage and as a lasting reminder of the vows we have made this day.
Marriage is a journey. It is the best journey that you will ever take side by side and in hand with your best friend. There'll be adventures, there'll be excitement, and it will only ever be enhanced by the love, the trust, and the dedication that you share with each other. The good times will be so much better when shared, and those difficult times so much easier when borne by two. Continue to work to build a foundation that will support the lasting relationship of marriage that we're all here celebrating today. May those promises, as beautiful as they were, be lived out for the rest of your lives together. Tomorrow can bring the greatest of joys, but it is today, the day that it all begins. James and Victoria, you have both made the declarations and the vows required by law and have made solemn and binding promises to each other. So I ask all your family and all your friends to join in with myself and with Lynn in wishing you every success, but most importantly, all the happiness in the world. It is therefore my greatest pleasure to say you are now united as husband and wife, and you may share your first married kiss.
Right, are we all ready for this? Yes. Right. Victoria, Vicky, Victoria Plum, the chicken chopper, the trickster, the Vixter, the tricky Vicky. This is for you. There was a young girl called Vicky. Even when she was born, she was tricky. I cradled her in my arms, and a warm feeling came over me. And I realised she'd peed on my knee. I'm sure she thought that was funny. In her blonde moments when she speaks, makes you laugh out loud for weeks. Like when she opened our fridge and said, "Ee, what size spring onion is this?" We said, "No, Vicky, that's a leak." But Tricky Vicky, we love you to bits, and James and Will-o'-the-Wisp. But I've got a complaint to say. You made me wear a suit and tie, but it's worked out okay. 'Cause it's amazing what you can buy at Aldi these days. I've got one thing left to say. Thank you all for coming to this crazy soiree. And to Vicky, as Batman once said, we've come a long way since the Prime Minister's exploding cake. So raise your glasses to Tricky Vicky, James and Will-o'-the-Wisp, the nicest 2.5 people you will ever wish to meet. Thank you.
also like to talk about a moment of realization that I had, like, as me and James grew up together, which was sort of over time, like James growing into his actual teenage years, we started to like hang out a lot more. I would often hang out with James in his room playing video games, me playing guitar in the background and just hanging out, and I realized that I was becoming friends with you as well as being a brother, and that was a real wonderful realization to me. And it became one of the main reasons that I'd want to come over to Dad's, was to see you and hang out. I just want to talk a little bit about James growing into adulthood as well. We saw from those early sensible teenage years, like the inklings of the man that you would grow into. And we can all see that, especially you with the family that you've just started. And I think another thing was that on the side do lately, we were coming down the mountain, we were talking about your job, and it's been so wonderful to see you take like ownership of this job, very technical engineering job. And James has really taken ownership of that whole process and is making it work and making it better. And to me, that's, again, so much a part of James and his personality, is you're not content just to like sit on things and just kind of take the easy road. You want to make everything the best that it can be. And I absolutely love that. A toast for James, Vicky, and for Willow.
So as I was writing my personal vows for the ceremony and also the speech, I couldn't help feeling like someone was getting missed out. So everyone else could just stop listening now. These next few words are for Willow. So, for Willow, and not a day goes by that me and your mum don't struggle to express how much we love you and how much meaning you've given our lives. Watching you learn about the world around you is the most rewarding thing I've ever done. I can't wait to go on countless more adventures with you. I'll always be your dad, your best friend, your sidekick and your taxi driver, and I promise to look after both you and your mum forever. So last but not least, my wife. We were on our first official date, I guess, and I was at Sue and Dave's house, meeting them for the first time, and Vicky goes, "Would you like to stay for tea?" And I say, "Yeah." What does she prepare us for tea? Can you remember?
Some microwave chips.
Microwave fries to go with shells. It's safe to say when I got home, I very shyly asked my mum for a second tea. Yeah, 10 years later, I finally convinced you to marry us and to stop holding out for Tom Holland and settle for second best. So we've been together 12 years and I find myself loving you more every day. It sounds cliche, but feels like you were the person that was made for me. I'm just incredibly lucky that the person made for me is beautiful, hilarious, selfless, and the best mother that I could ask for. It's to the point where we've basically become one person. Our personality have merged, and I can understand when you make illegible noises, what you want. And as soon as you say, "James, I know what you're going to ask us," and all it takes is a side eye in the car and I'm already redirecting to the nearest McDonald's. Watching you become a mum is the most endearing thing I'll ever experience, and it's very clear that with every nursery rhyme sang and giggle extracted, that this is what you were made to be. So finally, could everyone raise a toast to Mrs. Jackson?